All right, so I have enough time in the day. Um, I thought, why not come out and teach everybody how to do a backflip, since I can do all sorts of crazy flips and kicks and stuff and all this tumbling, tricking kind of thing. Why not teach people how to do a basic backflip? And I also kind of wanted to do it because I've seen a bunch of tutorials on YouTube. There's tutorials everywhere on YouTube about how to do a backflip in like 3 easy steps, or do a backflip in 5 minutes. It's not really realistic, okay? There are easy steps to learn how to do it, but the hard part is doing it. So before you go to learn, just know that it's not going to come easy. You're not going to get it in a day. I mean, some people can. If you can get it in a day, awesome, good for you, you're a fast learner, all right? But most people are not going to get it in 5 minutes. They're not going to get it in a day. It take you a few months. It took me like 2 months to learn how to do my front flip. My back flip came in a day, but it took me a few months to learn how to front flip. It took me like a month or two to learn how to side flip, right? It's gonna take a while, all right? You're not gonna learn it first try, so just enjoy the process. Don't get mad at yourself. Don't get discouraged if you can't do it automatically. If you can't get yourself to do it, that's totally fine. Just, if you want to learn, trust the process. Just, if you're having trouble with a step, go back to a previous step, go back to something that's easy for you, and then work up to the harder step. So I'm gonna show you a couple different things. Just first off, I'm not gonna tell you how to do the backflip just yet. If you're scared of going backwards, if you can't backflip on a trampoline, if you've never done any kind of flip movement before, we're gonna learn a couple things real quick. If you can cartwheel, you could work on cartwheels, all right? Just because that's a basic motion of going upside down. If you want to do a forward roll, so just learning how to go over your head, simple enough. That's not too terribly difficult to do. One other thing you might want to learn is a backwards roll. Now, learning how to backwards roll is going to help you learn the motion of going backwards over your head. It's going to get you used to going backwards, and you want to be able to do it enough times so you don't get scared. So how you do a backwards roll, how you safely do a backwards roll is you want to stand up. Probably shouldn't start sitting down just yet, just so you can get used to it. Put your hands up above your head like this. I coach at a gymnastics gym, and I like to tell little kids that I coach, pretend like you're holding big giant pizzas up above your head or beside your head like this, and then you're pretend like you're sitting down in a chair and you're gonna roll backwards. Don't fall backwards, don't smack your back on the ground, okay? You're just gonna roll backwards, and there's a walnut. Once you roll into your back on the ground, you wanna put your hands on the ground like this. So I'll show you this way. Roll backwards, hands on the ground just like this. And then what you want to do then is kick your feet that way. Don't kick straight up because you won't go backwards anywhere. Kick your feet back and push with your hands. Your hands are like this so you can stay off of your head and neck. Don't want you to hurt yourself, so just kick and push with your hands. And try to get to your feet. If you can't get to your feet, just try your best to get to your knees and then push with your hands. That's the most important part. So you gotta push and always keep your head tucked in. Look down at yourself. Don't do this, because that's how you can hurt your neck doing it, all right? So if you have to cheat over a shoulder, if you're scared of it, you have to cheat over a shoulder, that's fine. You can put both of your hands like this here and just cheat over your shoulder until you feel comfortable enough to go backwards like this. Once you got that step down and you're comfortable enough with it, you can go to a backwards roll pop-up, which is the exact same thing, but you push harder with your hands and almost kick into a handstand. And you're gonna push and try to like push off your arms from the handstand and land on your feet. So it's gonna look like this. Push. Try to get like that. And try and see if you can roll faster. Try to see if you can get your roll, like I said, to go faster, because the faster it's going to go, the more it's going to feel like a backflip. So, all right. And then once you have that backwards roll, then you can we can move on to the next thing we can try and do is what's called a macaco or a macaco. Macaco, however you pronounce it, I don't care. It looks like this. It's a really jankety sideways back handspring. Now what that's gonna help us do is it's gonna help us jump over our heads. So what you can start with first, squat down, put your hand down. It doesn't matter which hand. I like this side. You can choose this side, whichever side's more comfortable for you. Put your hand down. Just pop your feet over, just like that. You can use one hand or you can use two hands. You're gonna look stupid doing it. Who cares? You're learning a backflip, all right? Your neighbors will be impressed eventually, all right? So what you want to work on next is jumping. Just jump a little bit. Just jump little by little each time. And just work on getting over. Maybe use both hands. You'll be looking at the ground the whole time and you have your hands out to catch yourself, you'll be perfectly fine. So what you want to do from there is just jump more. And instead of throwing your arms over to the side, throw your arms over your shoulder. So you're gonna go slightly more backwards and slightly more over your head instead of around. So, and eventually you'll throw more and more over your head, just like this. Maybe next time you'll go here, next time you'll throw your hands here, next time you'll throw your hands here. And then you'll basically be doing a back handspring. And you want to look back when you do your back handspring. Don't jump up too much as you jump back. So you need to jump backwards more in your back handspring. So it's gonna kind of look like this. It was really jankety back handspring, but you can clean it up, make it look real fancy if you want to. I don't have good back handsprings, but that's what you can do. And from there, if you have a back handspring, or if you're still going slightly over your shoulder, that's fine. Jump higher. So if I have a back handspring, I'm just gonna jump higher. And notice this is gonna start to look more like a backflip. You might have a lot of impact on your feet. My feet might be slamming harder into the ground. It's fine, just catch yourself with your hands a little bit harder. You wanna have confidence in your ability to go over your head and catch yourself. If you're not confident in going straight over your head, go straight over your shoulder. That's fine. Doesn't matter what step you're on, just keep working on the step and we'll get there eventually, all right? So, just keep jumping higher and throw your knees in, right? You don't wanna leave your legs out like this because you're not gonna rotate any faster. You don't wanna have your legs straight unless you're really good at doing layouts, then do a layout, all right? But you wanna, in general, you wanna tuck your legs in. Keep your legs together. So don't like spread them out like this and tuck. Don't do that. Just keep your knees together. Like keep your legs together. If you want to, pretend there's a rope tied around your knees. So pretend there's a rope tied around your knees and you can't separate them. The rope's keeping your legs together and just throw your knees into your chest. Don't bring your chest down. Don't bring your chest down to your knees. Bring your knees to your chest. The reason for this is your chest is your center of rotation, meaning when you do a flip, you're rotating around your chest. So if your chest is up here in a flip, you're gonna rotate all the way up here. If I set my chest down low, I'm gonna rotate down here. So I'm gonna have less height. You wanna get your chest as high as you can in order to rotate and do your flip as high as you can and have more time. So try to jump, get your chest up a little bit. If you're going over your side, that's fine. You'll start throwing yourself to the side and you'll start touching your hands less and less and less. And use those arms. Start from down here and throw your arms this way. If you're still going over your shoulder, like I said, that's fine. I barely touched my hands at all. That was kind of a backflip. Now, just full send, keep working on it until you don't touch your hands anymore. A little sideways, but that's all right. Now, you want to work on going over your head though. That's great if you can do it over your shoulder and land it, but for the most part, we want to work on going over our head. So look ahead of you the whole time when you're doing the backflip. Don't look off to the side, don't look to your shoulder, don't look at the ground, and don't look at the sky. That's something common people do, is they take off and look straight up at the sky and they do the flip. That makes your backflip look like this. That's cool and all, but we want it higher, right? We want to do a bigger backflip, right? So look ahead of you, arms down, knees bent, just about this much, right? Don't go super low because that'll kill your power, right? Go about 45-ish or 90 at the most. Don't go farther than this. And just start with your arms back here, swing them up as high as you can. In gymnastics, we use a term called cover your ears. So it just means cover your ears with your arms, just like this. Not this, not this, just get it to here. Boom, here, look ahead of you and throw your knees into your chest. Or if it helps you, you can think of throwing your shins like you're trying to kick something. That helps some people, all right? So just, all right, got a little bit higher. And you wanna keep your arms up, and when your knees come up, then you can grab your tuck and pull as tight as you can. The tighter you can pull your tuck, the faster you'll spin. So yeah, that's about it really for how to do it, right? If you need to help get over the fear of going backwards, then start with your backwards rolls, right? So start backwards roll, and then do your backwards roll pop up, just as a little challenge to get yourself up, get strength in your arms, strength in your hands and in your wrists, right? And then once you've got a backwards roll down good, then start with your macacos, all right? Start hopping over the side like that, and then start jumping more and using both hands, and start doing really janky back handsprings, or do a whole back handspring. It's gonna be so much easier to learn a backflip once you can do either a macaco or a back handspring. The difference between the two, by the way, macaco is over the shoulder, back handspring is straight up, straight linear, right? I guess we'll go over common problems with the backflip. A really common one I see is people just shooting straight back. So like when you're first learning, you might kind of go like this. You might shoot straight back. You might look at the sky right when you take off. All right, to fix that, you can find an object ahead of you and look at the object ahead of you. So I'll look at the phone, the camera, all right? I'm gonna look at it before I tuck, all right? So watch. All right? That's gonna get you to set your chest higher, all right? Because you don't wanna throw backwards, because then you're setting your chest all the way down here. You want your chest to be up here, all right? Another one I see in early backflips, people like spread their legs out. They'll try to do like one of these numbers, like a whole shant kind of thing. A shant is its own move. We're not gonna learn that. Just keep everything in, all right? Stay nice and tall and stay nice and narrow, all right? If you're all the way out here, you're not gonna rotate very fast, all right? So just keep your legs in, keep your arms in, keep your whole body just straight as you take off, as you tuck, and as you pull your landing. Another misconception, common thing that happens is people when they set nice, and then they bring their chest down to their knees when they tuck. That's kind of scary, because that means, I guess the physics behind that is you're throwing your knees this way, which is causing you to go backwards, but you're throwing your chest this way, which is causing you to go forwards. And so it negates rotation, and you'll rotate a lot slower, and you could land on your head. Don't do that. Keep your chest where it is, and set back, and then throw your knees in. Also, when you're going for it, just full commit, all right? don't take off and be like, oh no, and then don't do it. Don't go for the backflip fully if you're still like really scared of it, and if you're not gonna do it. If you go for the backflip, you have to go for it fully. Set all the way up and just throw your knees into your chest. Just throw yourself straight back if you need to, all right? Just full commit when you go. Because if you're doing it on grass, grass is nice and soft and everything, but you can still land on your head and hurt your neck and give yourself a concussion and all that, and that's not exactly the most fun thing in the world. So just full send your backflip. Just trust yourself, trust the process if you are comfortable with throwing a backflip. Also, don't just throw a backflip if you don't know how to do it. If you've never done a backwards roll or a backflip on trampoline, if you've ever done a cartwheel, you're not gonna be able to do a backflip, right? Just don't do it if you're not ready for it, okay? Go slow, take your time, just learn the simple steps on how to do it. If you don't know how to backwards roll, I'd recommend doing that first. And then move on to your macaco, and then you can start sending tucks. If you've got a backflip and you're comfortable with it, I'll just show you a few variations you can do. This one's my favorite. It's called a flash kick, or gymnasts will call it layout step out, right? So you basically set your chest up, lay out, and kick one leg. So just kind of like this. Looks flashy, looks kind of cool. There's the stall backflip. You just wait for a second in the air and then tuck. It scares some people if they don't know what you're doing. You just hold on for a second and then you flip. It's kind of cool to do. Then you can start twisting. If you guys want, I can throw up a tutorial on some twisting. I like fulls. You just throw your arms this way or this way and pull yourself in. Just do a 360 while you're doing a backflip, basically. Those ones are pretty cool. Anyway, my dog's barking. This has been going on for like 17 minutes. 16 minutes, 17 minutes. I'm just gonna cut it here, all right? Have fun, trust the process, don't get discouraged. Take it step by step, all right? If you're struggling with a step, go back to a previous step and learn that one, get comfortable with that one, and then slowly move on to the next one. So, thanks for watching. Subscribe and stuff, I guess, and I'll see you whenever I do something next. Bye.